Good morning, everyone, on this beautiful Sunday morning. With 43 days and in 43 videos, we have concluded Psychology of Selling by the great Brian Tracy, and this starts the beginning of a new book. It's a very interesting book. How we deviate from the logic because we are somehow programmed from generations through ages in order to have that survival skill. For example, the fear of losing something is very high as compared to the prospect of gaining the same thing. It is very common that we overestimate our knowledge. It's a fallacy. In presence of others, we try to behave, we try to change our behavior according to them rather than opposite. And it has been seen that anecdotes, when we hear anecdotes, we overlook the statistical figures, the base rate. Day 44, The Art of Thinking Clearly by Rolf Dobelli. Systematic deviation from logic, from optimal, rational, reasonable thought and behavior. The first question is why systematic? Because we make these deviations routinely, not occasionally. We stumble over time and again. So all we need is less and less irrational thinking, and hence this book. So the first, Rolf Dobelli talks about why should we visit cemeteries. Yeah, you heard it right. Why we should visit cemetery often. In daily life, we hear only about the successful people because the journalist, the media, only shows successful people. The unsuccessful people, unsuccessful actors, painters, a violinist, so on and so forth, are never seen. This is a very important phenomenon. And Rolf Dobelli talks here how we overestimate our chances of success. We don't see the dark side. We don't see the dark side. Rolf Dobelli calls this survivorship bias. He talks about a very good example how behind a successful writer there are hundreds of others whose books are never sold. Behind these hundreds of unsold book writers, there are hundreds who didn't got publishers. Behind these people, there are hundreds who have unfinished books in their drawers with dust. And behind these unfinished works, there are hundreds of people who keep on dreaming, of one day writing a novel. So Rolf Doveli here says we should not overestimate our chances of success, and hence we should, in order to realize this particular fact, we must talk to the people who have failed. We must go to the cemeteries of failed investment, failed promised projects, then failed writers, failed pianists, failed bands. He is stressing on the point that the chances of success is minuscule. Walking through graves would be a sad walk, but it would clear our mind how people overestimate and how we can guard ourselves from this survivorship bias. Day 44, The Art of Thinking Clearly by Rolf Dobelli. To summarize, keep visiting cemeteries of unsuccessful people in order to clear your mind. Thank you.